Alright, as it's now recording. Alright, now, as you all are on your way to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out if I got a message. Nope, don't got a message. Just an update about something else. Oh, for the Flavor Flav, can you roll me a D8, please? Can you roll that for me one more time? Okay. Okay. So, as you guys are traveling down, from Lockberry Henge, making your way to the Briganock Mines, you will come across a throne. It is hewn from a boulder, and it has some kind of astronomical symbols. What do y'all do? Well, you guys could give me an Arcana or History check. Intelligence, of course. All right, Zephyr for the win. Well, so as you guys are kind of going closer looking at the throne, there's an inscription in Elvish engraved around the seat of the throne, which it says, "I am a traveler from a distant land. My name is Mazakoth, Keeper of Stars. Sit on my throne, discipline and unravel." And Zephyr, from that, you recall that Mazakoth was an elf and a celebrated astronomer who claimed to hail from a black star at the edge of night. Yep, it's written in Elvish. Okay, well, like you said, it's kind of cool, just kind of there. It's got like a good view. It's looking overhead of the small lake on the bottom. Yeah, random throne. Just well, yeah. Would have initially thought it was like part of the surroundings until you kind of walked around like, oh hey. Do it. Okay. So you're sitting there, you start to feel a little cold and drowsy. But, nothing else seems to happen. How long do you stay sitting in that chair? A little cold, but oh, what's the worst that can happen? It sounds like you need to at least, sit in there and ponder a bit, just a little bit longer. Okay. So, it's only like a minute. You're in there, you're just like, okay, kind of getting bored now. When, you just feel like you fall into this trance. Kind of. And, you know, for yourself, Calathea, for you, you feel like it's almost like you're kind of going in and out of various dreams while you're kind of coming. You are. Everything else seems to melt away for a little bit. And you feel you're dreaming like you are hurtling through space. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, yes. Oh, well, now that everything's fixed, um, all your surroundings disappear as you're dreaming. As you're kind of the best I can describe it, you're kind of having like mini dreams, like dreaming a little bit, and then you kind of snap out of it, and then you kind of dream a little bit. But all those dreams are just you're hurtling through space toward this faraway dead star. But to everyone else, the best way I can describe it is she seems okay. Like she's really sleepy, but not in a trance. You know, can still probably follow or kind of guide it along, but she seems, otherwise seems okay. Yeah. So as a professor, it takes about an hour for this whole thing. So after about an hour, everyone else kind of snaps out of it. For Calathea, this dream seems to end as you arrive at the star's cold surface, and you wake with and then you kind of just wake from that, and you feel like you've inherited a fragment of this elf psyche, and you can gain proficiency in one of the following skills. You got a cool skill. I mean, you can write the module to say later on things happen, but like for right now and for the purposes of this hardcover, you get a proficiency. Or good stuff. If I don't think so at this point in like in the hardcover. Ideally, this point would be a good point of oh, that cool thing you did. Oh, this terrible thing is gonna happen, and here it comes. So it's one of those where hitting this area and afterwards it's like the last area. So I haven't seen anything that would. There's nothing that says something may or may not happen. But although technically, it could. Yeah. To the mine. And as a familiar song comes to mind, something about off to a mine. You hear the sound of hundreds of tiny pickaxes and hammers chipping away at stone. It emanates from the mouth of a cave that has fingers of a rock reaching skyward above it. You see, the familiar statues of irate, hairy creatures with cloven hooves are positioned so that they can lean around trees and peer over boulders, all staring balefully at the cave entrance. But as you guys enter the mine, the tapping stops. So the mine, as you kind of going down, it's about like 8 foot high. It's like 3 foot wide. Kind of corkscrews around. And then you kind of hear, once again exploring, like the tapping continues, but it's almost kind of like a rhythm. Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. You know, it just feels like you know this opening. You know, you feel like the words come near like "We will rock you." Maybe it feels appropriate, but not quite. Oh, curious. As we're traveling, you don't have any. Is anyone at elf or half elf? I know, Garen, you're kind of the Fey like. Yeah, Fey. Yeah, like Fey adjacent. But I think no one's here. Oh, does Satyr have any special thing? Any special like Fey resistances or anything? Okay. Anything else? Okay. So, actually, if I could have you all go ahead and give me a a survival check. Yes, stomp, stomp, clap, and I like to follow that up with everyone give me a Constitution saving throw. If you have something, you know, that helps you with not anything with sleep that might give you. Then need a Calathea for a con save. Oh, oh. Okay, might have to. Mm-hmm. Um. What does Conjure Charm help? It just helps with charm, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does it say anything about helping you not fall asleep? Yeah, I'm like that's the only thing. There's the one time where I'm like, man, like yeah, it'd be great if it was like an all elf party, because he'd just be like, oh, cool tunes. Nothing happens. It targets each character or creature. Uh, yeah, I don't think it does because unless it is just a con save or fall asleep, and I'm like, there's nothing here that says that it would fall under charm. But I think, well, since it's kind of magical in a way, I would assume at least the magic resistance would come in for Flavor Flav. But though I didn't, I was like, ugh. Okay, Calathea, we need an important con save. Yeah, because you guys are like, oh, this is good. You know, you're doing the beat Flav, and like before, no one succeeded because this was a DC 19 con save. Oh, okay. Well, everybody falls asleep. Hold on. Hey, is no, no one made it. Uh, it's so 18, 19. You're so close. Yeah. Okay. I'll just think squirt. So, is unconscious considered the same as sleep, or is that different? So, I guess I mean technically, does Squirt the oil can who has conditioned immunity unconscious? Would he be awake? Okay. Wait, what's up? Uh, yeah, it's character or fall asleep. I mean, technically, I mean, it's just one of those. I'm like, I don't think it. I think he's a. I think technically, Squirt the Can's the only thing that's awake. As everyone else falls asleep. Oh, doesn't need to sleep or sleep, so he just Okay, then I'm gonna roll a dice. Let's see, he'll be able to wake one person up before uh you got before the next event happens. I'm just gonna roll a d5. Oh, Geren. Okay. Geren, it was a great song, and you're waking up to like yelling, hey, pal, you need to get up, and then just something wet as this slippery oil just kind of splashes all over your face. Yeah, it means you are awake, but as you are waking up, you can what you can see initially is, and it's about like so you see this tiny wheelbarrow start kind of pushing up, and then on this wheelbarrow you can see like ropes and pythons, and as soon as you're coughing, you're kind of waking up, you kind of just see the wheelbarrow sort of like turn around immediately and go back the way it came, which was like further down the mine. But yes, Garrett, you are awake. and everyone else is out, and except well, Squirt. Yes. Yeah, yeah. You got some boggle oil all over you. You got boggled. Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, like it's not too you know not too crazy. It's just you just kind of wake everybody up, So you get boggled. So it is difficult terrain, and it is slippery, and you are slippery. And you hear screaming, "Yeah, freaking get up here! What are you doing, sleeping on the job?" And everyone else, you eventually wake up to these oily shakes as you see a boggled Geren waking each of you up. Hey, Squirt will pipe up. Hey, I didn't know what else to do. I was yelling at you guys for a few minutes. No one said anything, and uh, just good thing I got filled up with the boggle oil there. You might want to take a dip sometime. No, okay. Mm-hmm. Like make some feathers, just kind of on Garen. Boggled and flowered. Uh, sure. Just kind of get off your face and but otherwise, everyone is awake again. You don't hear the rhythmic pickaxes. It stops again. But you can hear the sound of the wheelbarrow as it's kind of trying to quickly pace, trying to get away from you guys. What do you all do? Yeah. All right. So as you guys are following the wheelbarrow. So as you guys are kind of trying to follow it, keep it keeping it with the party, not going too crazy, but you can hear straight ahead, farther ahead. You see this tall, slender human clad in dark leather armor kind of greets you. their friendly face brightly illuminated by a tiny wisp of light that floats next to a mouse-sized creature perched on the human's shoulder. "Greetings, trespassers," says the human with a smile. "Didn't anyone ever teach you how to knock?" Yeah, there was an entrance, yes. Well, trespassers again. What brings you over here? There's there's no gold here, per se. Boss lady? It takes the like. Oh, oh, oh yes. Um, well, we don't. My companions, my little companions, we don't work with, um, that boss, the creeping Lynn. Okay, and why do you want to talk to the management? I guess, do you have a complaint? Oh, okay. It. Oh, well, I just I just speak for them. My name is the human will say. My name is Molliver, and and oh, it's a she. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. And then she'll say, and the my friend here is Trig, and she will point to her friend Trig, which is a briganock. Well, well, when I say we don't work, I guess they are not working for her because they want to. As far as we knew, as far as we know, we've heard that the Corrids have been working with Creeping Lynn using their magical hair to build her contraptions. And actually, creeping the hag or Creeping Lynn, she's kidnapped their chief architect to build in her macabre theater. Yes. Yeah. The Corrids, when you talk to them, they forced haircut. Um. Hmm. Okay. You guys, I do need a a persuasion check to make sure, but I will say, um, the call to comeback that gives advantage on that one. Yes. You only needed a DC 9. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, so this is, well, well, it's definitely glad you didn't come in like normal adventurers do. Uh, says you should talk to uh the leader. Um, well, well, you do well. Apparently, and she'll kind of whisper, you all must complete a test, another test. You have to cross the Riven Wish Chasm. Um, it's we can show you where it's at, but it's a gash to which the Brigand Rocks they hurl their malignant wish stones. Oh, if you don't know, since uh, they mine wish stones here. So if you've ever made a wish upon a star, there is a really good chance that it's been mined or will be mined. Just past a chasm. It's where the Brigand Rocks they hurl their malignant wish stones. So people who have evil wishes. Oh no, you all have they can see they you all have to at least have to make it. It's like you all look mostly like mostly confident, so it shouldn't be too challenging. Yep, and Oliver will kind of essentially you take like a different for a tunnel you take a different tunnel. You wide around a little bit, and this other route ends at a gaping chasm on the far side, which is a grotto full of stalactites and stalagmites. A truss bridge constructed of intricate wooden struts and beams spans the 100-foot gap across the chasm. Beneath the bridge is darkness dotted with purple lights. And she'll say, "Well," declares Molliver, "here we are at the jolly old Rivenwish Chasm. Best stay on the bridge and not dilly dally." It looks structurally sound. It's about 100 foot. Yeah, she did tell you not to dilly dally. So. Okay, does this take a? Are you guys able to do this like relatively quickly? Uh, okay. Yeah. So you look and you see Oliver. She kind of looks at you all like trying to plan this elaborate thing, and then going off. She kind of cocks her head, smiles, and walks away. So, um, you get an insight check. Nope. Oh, Krikec, you were walking, or were you doing crazy stuff too? Yeah, Krikec. So how are you crossing the chasm, the bridge? Okay. Okay. Uh, yeah. So, you get this feeling she walks away. She kind of. You get the feeling you didn't do something right. Yes. Well, as you had a look, you're like, oh, maybe we should have just walked. When you. Mm. Yeah, as you guys are having this conversation of, hold on, guys. Well, sorry, I'm trying to see if they had a little bit because you hear three voices like, "Ah, oh, look at these high and mighty here. Think they're too good to use their feet." And as you call it, you see these very aggressive flame skulls come around out this little chasm, and we're gonna roll initiative because come through. And we'll do initiative because they're just like You know, I also notice that this bridge feels sturdy, like unnaturally sturdy. Like it's probably immune to fire. All right. Make sure anything. So, thankfully, nobody is surprised because I think everyone has a passive perception of 10 or higher. Okay. So it's still kind of a 3 foot wide, kind of narrow, but everybody's like, so people are reduced and shrunk. So I don't know. Well, I don't think it matters for Flavor Flav, right? You can still cast. I think Krikec's the only one who's kind of slowed down, and yeah, I think everyone else doesn't seem impeded. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna start off like any good Flame Skull will. All the important people are immune to fire. Cool. Fireball. And of course, it is whispered. It is DC 13 Dex and 21 Fire. I guess when we put it like, since everything's still like, it's not huge when they come up, so it's not a wide tunnel. So you guys, if you want to go in melee, you can easily go in melee with them. So that was his turn, and then Geren. Yeah, yeah. What? Yeah, yeah. You guys are still crossing when they popped up, and you guys are like, It's off to the side just because it's still. I'm using the measurements are still kind of narrow, so they just kind of pop up and just like so. Yep. Hey, that's solid. Not only you cheated, but you're rude. He'll cry out. Oh no. Uh. Nah. What was he talking about? Nah. You don't need to do an action surge. Oh yeah, it's still not happy, but still up. Okay, so after. Oh, good. Well, you just needed one more. As, as you swing like a hag, as he, skull turns to pieces. Yep, he lost his turn. So, did you want to do anything else, Garen? Okay, Krikec. Uh, I'd say it's 75 feet from it. No. No. It's, He look, you hear the horn say, "Oh, look at you, finally using your feet for a change. I to congratulate you, but you were too lazy, bum. You bum." Let's do an intimidation on that. Okay, this is it's like, yeah, I heard what you said. Okay. Oh, do you want to do anything else on your turn, Krikec? Okay. Now the other flame skill that was gonna go says, "Yeah, you know what? I know what you said. Okay, all right. You know what? That's not nice. You're lazy. You're rude. You know what? How about a little this? And this one will shoot raise a fire at you. Hey, you feel like you did a good job distracting. And Zephyr. All right. Flavor to the flav. Yeah. It. Yeah. Yeah, because I'll say technically Krikec is a distance away. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to change that soon. Is that a charm effect? Hmm. I was thinking, go ahead and roll me a quick arcana. I, you get this feeling that you're like, they don't have enough parts. They probably something. I will tell you how you feel. Sorry. Yes, this idea comes into your head. You're unsure. This uncertainty hits you. Okay. All right. That they're like, I just because I. All right. I think they both have full health. There's only been one that's been attacked, and he dead. Well, he's inconvenienced. Yeah. Oh yes. Ooh. They do have magic resistance. Yeah. Yep. So it blinded. Let's a fireball. Okay. Calathea. Well, two are still there, but one is just like, now I can't freaking see. Okay. That is a solid hit. Depends on what the damage is, though. Okay. Oh, there you go. With, yeah, that. Okay, so it actually does take the damage. Okay. And it's acid. Acid is actually kind of uncommon. Don't see it too often. Well, the cancel. Hold on, let me look. I'm like, yeah. I mean, you could just back up. And I'll say the only thing is that the mine I'm going off the information. It's still kind of narrow because the tunnels are still like 8 foot high. Hold on, let me. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that's like I said. Molliver left as you guys were starting to go. So top of the round, and just I'm blind. You know what? I could still. Are actually for Flava Flav. Are you still Did you go out of the tunnel, away from out of the chasm? Yeah. So I was gonna say you guys are like, it's 100 feet length. So that's why I said you guys are 20. You guys are going. You're about like 25 feet into it when everything happened. That's why Krikec took a little bit of speed to get over to the other side. So and you guys are backing up. I'm just trying to see, like, are you still somewhere in the chasm? Okay, so off the tunnel. Okay, so on the, I can't smell you anymore. Yeah, I can smell anymore your room. But you know what? I can smell someone playing with boggle oil. I can smell you. Who plays with boggles anyway? And Geren, you're getting a couple disadvantage fire rays. They're kind of shooting at a just no. And it's your turn. Oh, for the it's like, honestly, like 15 feet from you. The blind one's the one who shot at you and made fun of you. One hit. You got one hit. Sure. I was trying to say, like, it's still it's like it's a chasm, but like the area is still like still narrow. It's not like huge room. So yeah, it's fine. You're trying to get out of fireball, so it's fine. All right, and then Krikec's turn. I'm assuming Krikec is practicing the way of the mute. Ah, okay. Sure. Okay. Flame's going high and just like, God, look at you all over there. Guess what? I still got my fire, and I'm gonna say Geren and Zephyr will be part of the fireball. And ooh, that's a high number this time. Nope, you were backing up. You were kind of backing up. So it's kind of right now the only one who hasn't fireballed yet. I'm surprised he like, oh, he's still alive. Cool. Okay, cool. That's a turn. Like, cackles and Zephyr. Okay. Sure. Sure. Yes. Lightning. Oh, okay. Not immune to it. Doesn't take as much. And I just remember this one session at home game. Just had flame. I threw out flame skulls. It was a Chult adventure, and the player kept casting every single spell that it's immune to or resistant. I think that's how it was the resistance. It's like, all right, fireball, boom, nope. Do cold, boom, nope. You know, and then it was like lightning. It's like, not as much. But anything else? Okay, Flavor to the Flave. Sure. I mean, right now it's a little more theater of the mind than tactical. So just, not only was that mean, that was you're picking on a blind skull here. And Calathea. Oh yeah. I'll, well, the flame skull, although blind, was still able to dodge that. Okay. the acid almost kind of gets close to Geren, but you know. Anything else? Okay. He is blind. Well, what's the worst thing that could happen? It just turns around and tries to give Garen just a face full of disadvantaged, double disadvantaged fire rays. Yeah, it's like you can't hit me with nothing. And just stand still. I cannot incinerate you. Oh, and then at the end of his turn, can it break out? It can. It can see, and it sees a greatsword coming at it. Ooh. How do you finish off this rude flame skull? This. Oh, and helm is split. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Solid. Okay. And Krikec. You feel like it doesn't. It doesn't do as much. Ah, okay. Okay. Flame skull that's there. We'll just kind of do what the other one did. Just let's see. Disadvantage on firing Garen because you were there. No. Zephyr. Anything else? There you go. Cool. And then Flavor. Oh, so harsh words. I can't believe this. I'm getting wheeled away, but by you cheating lazians. Calathea. Yeah. Okay, that's a hit. And how do you dissolve this flame skull? Okay. It will chaotically disintegrate. And you know, I actually gonna take a break, so we will be back.